Hello and welcome to Some Dude's Shed. We're back in the shed, and it's news day.
Yay.
I feel at home.
Absolutely. So in the news this week,
Narsburg litter picker pair, car trip with live World War I bomb.
bong,
McDonald's pulls out of Russia.
bong. University midwives being taught how to help biological men give birth. Tribute water tower to Johnny Cash vandalised.
Sad times.
And that's the news.
Easily the most pressing story today, I think, isn't it?
Is it? Well, why not? Shall we just open with that one then?
Sure.
So in Arkansas, there is in a small town somewhere, there is a water tower. You know, a water tower is a big tank on a big scaffolding, and on that water tower there is a little picture of Johnny Cash, because he was at the town for part of his life. Someone has gone up and vandalized it though. They've I don't know if they climbed up the water tower or they just shot it from the ground, but basically they shot the water tower in a very interesting place, and now there's water squirting out from Johnny Cash, as you can see in this picture.
Very good. So it wasn't done for like political reason then, just for fun.
I don't think it was done for a political reason. No, they made it look like Johnny Cash was peeing.
Oh no!
Considering what a rock and roll hardcore guy he was, he would probably be quite happy with that. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think he'd probably have a laugh at that.
So anyway, moving on. There's really nothing more to this story. Some guy shot a picture of Johnny Cash and now it's peeing.
Would Johnny Cash find that funny though?
Probably.
I
don't know. So, Mr. Black, what's your story today?
Yeah, so just McDonald's is pulling out of Russia for after 30 years.
Oh dear, why is that?
30 years, because it was the 90s, wasn't it? Or
yeah, Soviet Union fell and they opened up.
Yeah.
When they allowed in the American capitalism.
You know, the reason they say is because business is no longer tenable. So I don't think it's so much for, virtuous reasons. I think it's more genuinely because just no money. They're not making enough money to sustain it.
Well, they're closed at the minute, aren't they?
They're closed in Russia?
No, they've been closed for the last wee while because of the boycott and selling Western items in Russia at the minute because of the
yeah. So McDonald's had just been like, well, we're going to close until this is sorted then.
Yeah, and then they've got 750 restaurants, and they were, as far as I'm aware, they were still paying their employees. So
well, that's nice.
They've just been throwing money down the well, basically.
Yeah.
Well, Putin's bound to give up soon. And now McDonald's has pulled out.
I know.
It's
no more Mickey D's.
Yeah.
Just leaves Burger King to sweep up the market.
Well, if they are in Russia.
Yeah.
They must be.
They are.
No,
and they're still active.
It's bound to be motorway service stations and airports in Russia that need a Burger King.
No, they are. They haven't shut, unlike McDonald's.
Yeah, Burger King are like, well, have it your way. We'll stay open and we'll suck up the business that you're losing. It says here they employed 62,000 people, 850 restaurants.
Goodness me, that's a lot of people.
Including its iconic Pushkin Square location.
All those people losing their jobs at once, that kind of sucks.
As far as I understand, they're trying to find buyers, like local chains.
Get them taken over by other...
By all their local chains.
Okay.
I don't believe they're in talks with like Burger King or anything. Russia does have its own fast food chains.
I'm sure they do.
So I think they're trying to sell as many restaurants off they can and save jobs.
There's like a picture here of the first McDonald's opened in Russia in 1990.
Yeah, the queue outside's mad.
That's crazy. Like it just the old retro McDonald's sign and everything. It's great. It says here that McDonald's are seeking a Russian buyer to hire its employees and pay them until the sale closes. But if it's going to close anyway, then I don't see why anyone do that. You know what I mean? Like, why would I buy something just because it's going to close, just to keep the staff paid? Words.
I don't know if that's a business opportunity.
Reminds me of the crisis in the West at the minute. Netflix prices are rising, all because they're hemorrhaging subscribers. Seem to remember they hemorrhaged 700,000 in one day.
Yeah, they kind of...
Funny enough, that relates to Russia again.
Yeah, they blocked Russia, which Russia loses a streaming service. I don't really know what that has to do with anything, really.
It's about
It's all about that situation in special military operation in Eastern Europe.
yes.
They kind of contradict themselves here. Chief Executive Chris Kempczynski said the dedication and loyalty to McDonald's and of employees with hundreds of Russian suppliers made it a difficult decision to leave. However, we have a commitment to our global community and must remain steadfast in our values. And our commitment to our values means we can no longer keep the arches shining there. So it's like, well, business isn't tenable, but we're doing it for a good reason. It's not because we're losing money.
It's a load of rubbish. Like they didn't close McDonald's down in America when Iraq happened.
The pictures here of the oldest McDonald's, that's like the oldest one.
The classic.
Lovely.
But then that was back in 1990. But that's what it looks like now.
A corporate hell.
Just a corporate glass monstrosity. It's not warm at all. Like, it's just all like, ugh. Welcome to
It's like cattle, get in, get your food, and leave.
McDonald's Inc. Whereas that is like, memories, nostalgia.
I don't know if it says a little bit about the sunny little place that we live, but there's a few McDonald's in Northern Ireland that look like that old one from the early 90s.
Because they can't afford the update.
They can't afford to update them.
Like, still have the old sign and everything.
Still same shape roof, same old sign, everything.
Well, see, a lot
Name
of-
one.
Carrie Fergus?
Seriously?
I think so.
I think the one in Carrick still has the same roof. I think all the old ones have kept the roof, but I remember there's like a phase where they rolled across McDonald's over here and they just like redid the inside of the furniture, but the roof's the same,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's next.
Moving on.
Moving on. Norrisburg litter picker pairs car trip with live World War I bomb.
A live World War One bomb.
Yes. Oh,
Where'd they find that?
well, let's find out, Mr. Gray.
Okay.
It was obviously near Norrisburg.
Does it look like a courgette?
No, it looks like a CO2 capsule, but a rather large one.
Yeah, I suppose it does, yeah.
I'm going to assume that must be like a mortar or something. Anyway, 2 litter pickers on Whitley drove half a mile, 0.8 kilometres, home with a live World War I bomb on the car seat.
Mm-hmm.
No, Rachel Willis and Simon Briscombe found the device during a cleanup at the River Need in Norrisburg on Monday. When they scraped the junk off what they thought was a gas canister, they realised it was an explosive and called the bomb squad. Speaking after the army had safely detonated the device, Miss Willis said it was so lucky children didn't find it. Could you imagine they took that into their home or into one of their homes or whatever?
Look what I found.
Look what I found. And then they script it off and it says, I don't know, ordnance. And then
Ordnance used by 1928 or something.
I reckon there's people out there would know what ordnance meant. It's like, ordnance? What's that mean?
this reminds me of the Sideshow Bob skit in The Simpsons where he threatens to blow up the Springfield with a nuclear
Oh,
device
yes, that's
and
right.
it goes to explode and it says best used by. No, but could you imagine the army had to dispose of this and it's like, sorry, we can't move it from the home. We're going to have to blow it up inside.
They drive in the robot.
Drive in the robot, your home just disintegrates.
Right. There's a few historical questions. I didn't know there were any bombing runs in the First World War in the UK.
This probably could be a training. It looks like a mortar to me. I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
But for all I know, this could easily be a training leftover.
Okay.
And there was bombing runs in the First World War.
Well, there were.
Yes. They bombed London with Zeppelins.
But sometimes people kept souvenirs too. Like, you probably find a lot of soldiers just kept things and just were like, oh, I'll keep this. And probably just dropped
Well,
it in
there's-
his van or
There's
something.
keeping an enemy soldier's knife or helmet. That's a
And-
normal souvenir, but
And then
not a
keeping
bomb.
a live explosive, yeah.
So what's how dangerous is a 100-year-old bomb?
Well, it's a bomb.
Well, yeah, but it's 100 years old.
It's still a bomb.
Surely it's not as potent as it used to be, right? But it's still.
Tell you
It
what,
turns
tell
into
you
a
what
sparkler.
if you're going to play catch with it, you go right ahead. I'm not doing that.
I wouldn't want it to go off in my bed, but would it be able to destroy a house, do you think? Or...
Well, do a hell of a lot of damage. If someone was holding it, I imagine it would kill them, yes.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Well, there you go. That's how dangerous it is. They can
Wow.
kill.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, if a bunch of kids found that, just messing about, like,
Yeah, they probably just end up kicking it along, thinking it is a gas can or something.
yeah, or throwing it or something, throw it through someone's window.
Right. Miss Willis said she and her partner picked up the litter along a stretch of river from the Watermill Calf, which she owns, to the Gramble Bridge every morning. She said, We found some really strange things, including a sewing machine from 1898, trolleys, money, shoes, all sorts. But I can't believe we found what we found, and it was live, she said. We had it in our car a live bomb, and we were driving over speed bumps too. Miss Willis said she thought the recent floods had disturbed the bomb and brought it to the surface. The coroner said as soon as the mud was removed, she and Mr. Griscom saw what it was and called the emergency service. Throbbing and bubbling. The couple then photographed the bomb, wrapped it inside of sandbags, and waited while the bomb squad, police, and firefighters arrived at the scene. Miss Willis said that the wait was anxious. It was frothing. The shell was bubbling. Holy shit. It was strange and frightening. When emergency crews arrived, the couple's house on the chase. What, the shoe?
What's bubbling?
In Knaresborough and about 30 others on the estate were immediately evacuated, Miss Willis said. A 100-metre cordon was put up in place while an explosive ordnance disposal team attended to remove the object and safely dealt with it. Police said, thankfully, the EOD were able to dispose of the object and the incident was brought to a safe conclusion, North Yorkshire Force had added. The A59 was closed for about 2 hours. Officers had since thanked members of the public for their calm. Miss Willis said it has been tired and shocked and teary since seeing the bomb explode. We had a narrow escape. She said, imagine if children had found it, picked it up and thrown it about. It was unthinkable.
I want to know why it was bubbling.
Anyway, moving on.
Right. Well, let's move on to this madness, shall we? So, you're basically in a university in Edinburgh. Student midwives, who, for those who are not familiar with nursing and stuff, midwives are the ladies who help other women give birth.
Oh, hold on. As we're about to find out, that's not just other women.
Ah, yeah. Well, so midwives are the people who help others give birth. But they've been given a manual, which is very inclusive, and will tell them how to assist a person with male genitalia to give birth.
I mean,
the university course costs £9,000 a year, and this is the kind of thing they're being taught. Now it must be noted that somebody with male genitals cannot give birth. It is not possible.
Well, apparently it is.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of detail here about what they've been taught. So stuff like they've been taught how to fit a birthing catheter to a man and other bits and pieces, but it doesn't give any details as to how the whole thing works.
Now, I'm trying to be really, really, really charitable.
Go on.
But I'm trying to do this with a reason at the same time. With male genitals, right? Yeah, I know. Well, there are people who are born with both sets of genitals.
Okay.
But
hermaphrodite, isn't it?
Yeah, hermaphrodite. So if they identify as a man, then I don't know. They will have those genitals, but they'll also have the genitals that actually work for giving birth. So,
well, that's not really.
But that's not what the course is about.
That's not what the course is about. No, because if you're in that situation, you've got both sets of genitals, so you'll only be working with female genitals anyway. But I wouldn't. Where does the?
Means you can let you go fuck yourself.
Now, for those interested, all you got to do is search. I don't know, Midwives University. But I just want to poke fun at the idea, because like, where would the baby go?
Well, just while we're here, can a hermaphrodite get themselves pregnant?
I don't know.
I hope not.
That'd be fucking mental. That's like turbo inbreeding.
It's cloning, isn't
it? Yeah. It's cloning in the truest sense, yeah. Well, yeah.
So how do you think it would work? Do you think you take it up the rear entrance, and then a baby grows in your scrotum?
I can't think of a universe other than being hermaphrodite where this would apply.
Yeah.
Other than no. Just that.
That's the only time I can think it would apply, but they're specifically talking about male genitals.
Oh yeah, they're talking about male genitals.
Is it a safety procedure if someone who is a hermaphrodite is giving birth? It's so the balls don't hit the baby in the head on the way out or something.
all you need to do is hold those.
There's a guy in India who had like his twin inside him, so he was pregnant with his twin, but it was like,
well, that's not something you give birth to.
No, he didn't. They just cut it out.
Yeah. That's just a tumor at that point, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, having a little corpse inside you. It's quite horrible. What do they call it? Parasitic twins, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the only thing men can give birth to out their genitalia really are just kidney stones.
and that's painful enough. Yeah, it does. It doesn't talk about hermaphrodites in this article, but it does mention people who get the old switcheroo. But it's talking about it the other way around. So men who are transitioning to females who still have male genitals. This is who this is for. So again, it just doesn't work. It's impossible. So you're talking about someone who was a man
Right, hold on a minute.
on the way to becoming a woman, but still has the male parts of the reproductive system. As if a woman who transitions into a man gets pregnant before they do the surgery on the bottom. So they end up with a male external genitals while they're pregnant. That's the only way I can see that happening.
But I'm pretty sure no doctor would agree to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, you're pregnant, we're not giving you a sex change operation while you're pregnant.
Well, yeah, you would have thought. But that's the
Well,
only thing I can think of.
Or
Did
if
you
they give, I don't know if this is possible, but you can get like a womb transplant or something. Like, because all you need really is a fertilized egg, which is like, planted on the side of the womb. I
Yeah.
don't know what the medical term is, like, grafted or something. But
Welded.
yeah, so you just need a womb effectively. But then again,
Where does it go?
exactly, like, yeah, $6,000.
But you said 6 grand?
It's $9 grand.
9 grand?
Nine grand a year.
Jesus Christ, it's
a
worse.
year.
Minus accommodation.
Yeah.
What uni is it?
Edinburgh. This whole thing is just silly. It's impossible. Oh, the name of the university, it just came across it, Napier University.
Napier University.
Napier University in Edinburgh.
But the thing is, we can't say that, otherwise we're intolerant. Like, for even questioning it, like, you know what I mean? It's like we're not even allowed to question the thing.
So basically, Mr. Black, I would be intolerant if I said there is no way you would possibly be able to give birth.
Bigot.
But
And
I would be not intolerant if I said, keep on trying.
well, you can always encourage somebody, but like, well, should you though? It's like, no,
Well,
like, don't
if
be silly.
somebody's like, I'm gonna headbutt my way through this wall, and I believe I can do it. Do you encourage them? You know, they're like, I'm not gonna stop headbutting this wall until I make my way through this. Do you encourage them to do it?
Yeah, it's almost like there's a fear of like saying, nah, don't do that. It's not a good idea. But if you do say it's not a good idea, then you're the crusher of dreams. Just let them do what they want. Fuck it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't.
As long as it doesn't affect me.
To give it credit, I don't think there'll be. Oh goodness! Can you imagine actually if you failed the exam on this bit? You make a brilliant midwife, but you failed because you're not able to.
Not be a bigot.
Yeah, you're not able to point out where the baby would grow inside a man.
So just to be clear, is this a unit in a course
Yeah, this is a unit in a course.
to just be a midwife?
Yes,
Is it-
midwife is a very specialist sort of nurse.
And this is like a degree then? Or
Yeah.
what level is it?
It's mid.
University. I don't know what.
You can get
level
you can get a degree in midwifery. It's literally just a nurse.
a degree then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a nurse that specializes in
Right.
the birthing process.
Good luck, Scotland.
I think we'll wrap it up here.
Just think whenever they have no oversight from like UK authorities in Scotland, it's gonna be worse than that film Doomsday.
It's just shocking.
I'm sure remember Doomsday where it's like they had the machine guns up outside the wall.
Yeah.
The automated machine guns.
They rebuilt Hadrian's Wall in the 21st century.
Build the wall, guys.
Have
Build
their own
that
mini
wall.
Mad Max
The Scots can pay for it too.
playing two tribes.
Right, on that
Really silly story.
Revelation.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
See ya.